Hey socialites, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Ariell. I create beauty videos, a little bit of fashion, as well as lifestyle vlogs. So be sure to hit the subscribe button so you too can become a socialite. Today's going to be another fragrance review. I'm going to be reviewing Fenty Parfum. This fragrance launched in 2021 and it's categorized as a warm floral fragrance. This fragrance is probably the most unique that I've reviewed on my channel so far because it's super layered, it's very different, and I, to be honest, didn't really know how to take it at first. Let me quickly go over the notes of this fragrance. The top notes is blueberry and tangerine. The middle notes is Bulgarian rose, geranium, and magnolia. And then the base notes is musk and patchouli. Now this is per Fragrantica. I've seen on a couple of different websites where the notes sort of vary. I've also heard that Fenty Parfum only has middle notes. It's comprised completely of middle notes, which is the reason why the longevity is the way it is, because it's only that. I'm not sure, but like I said, this is per Fragrantica. So let me refresh myself on the opening. So initial spray, you get fruity, floral, a little spicy in a sense. You get sweet, and you get almost like a licorice type scent to it. It's almost undescribable, which I'm thinking is the blueberry because I'm not really familiar with blueberry notes. And initially you do get a little citrus to it, just a tiny bit of citrus, which obviously is from the tangerine. Now as the fragrance dries down, it takes a interesting turn for sure. It gets increasingly warmer. When you first initially spray it, it's sort of that bright, fresh, sweet floral citrus with that blueberry in there, which may turn some people off, or it may be a love. But once it dries down, it's not as bright. It becomes warmer and warmer, and that blueberry note really starts to stand out a bit. More of the musk starts to come in at that time as well, and it also becomes a bit clean, almost like a soapy clean in a sense. Very, very different, super layered, a lot going on, as you can tell. And after a few minutes of the dry down, that licorice smell, I'm calling it licorice smell, which is probably the blueberry, it also, I get a tiny bit of smokiness at the end of that as well. So you have floral from the Bulgarian rose and the magnolia, then you have the citrusy from the tangerine, you have those sweet touches in there, you have that soapy cleanness to it, and then you get musk in there as well. So let's talk a little bit about who wears this fragrance. This really gets interesting to call out who wears this fragrance. It's classified as a genderless fragrance, meaning, you know, unisex, obviously, and I can see why they would say it would be for a man or a woman. I feel like it's unisex as well, but maybe slightly leaning towards feminine, slightly, but definitely unisex. Now this most definitely is not a crowd pleasing scent. Although I really enjoy the fragrance, it's not crowd pleasing. This is something that everybody will not be able to understand or appreciate. So the woman who wears this fragrance, or the person who wears this fragrance, is most definitely a bold person. You have to be bold to wear this fragrance and not really care what others think, because it is one of those sort of beast mode loud fragrances. It's bold. I would picture the image of somebody wearing this fragrance as a woman wearing all black, maybe a short mini skirt, a jet black pixie haircut. I can see her rocking some stiletto boots, some stiletto sharp fingernails. She's different. The person that can understand this fragrance is really different, a little bit risque, if you will, because this fragrance gives very much raunchy. This is not a fragrance for the everyday girl at all. This is a super beast mode fragrance. This is one of those perfumes that will last you 10 plus hours. The very first time I wore this fragrance, I had it on for about 10 hours, and even after the shower, it sort of lingered. It is beast mode. It doesn't really start to die down and wear a little closer till about that 8-hour mark. So you won't have any projection issues out of this at all. Not only does it last, this is one of those fragrances that you're gonna smell over an arm's length away. It's just powerful like that. If you're wondering where you would wear the Fenty fragrance, it would be somewhere like a nighttime pool party, a dinner, a nightclub, hanging out. I definitely get that vibe, a concert, something like that. I would consider this to be a year-round fragrance, only because it does have those bright touches to it. So it does have those florals and the citric notes in there that sort of make it bright. Even that clean scent that I get from it, that to me makes it something that you could wear in the warmer months, but on the dry down it does get very warm, and because of that I feel like you could wear it in the cooler months as well. So for me, this is a year-round scent, but nighttime. This is a fragrance that you most definitely do not have to overspray. It's so beast mode, literally like a 1 2 1 2 1 across here, and that's it. You don't want to go crazy because you will choke yourself out, choke somebody else out. It's a really beast mode fragrance. It's not a safe fragrance at all. This is not something I would wear like in a closed-in office or at church, because it's just that unique. Everybody's not gonna like this fragrance. I'll let you know, I tried this out, not on my skin, but I went to the store several times in Sephora and I've picked up the bottle and smelled it and was like, ooh, you know, I couldn't understand who it was for. But when I got ready to really test it, I said one day I was gonna go, and I actually filmed it, and I told myself when I got to Sephora that I would actually try it on skin. And when I sprayed it on my actual skin, I instantly fell in love with it. And interesting enough, when I got home, Mr. asked me about it and he liked it. He was like, oh wow, he said, that's different, completely different than what you normally wear. He said, but I like it, you know, and I did too. I was really shocked that I like it. I'm somebody that tends to steer towards just the sweet, fruity, girly, more feminine, dainty fragrances, and this is not that at all. This is nothing like that. So I was surprised that I even liked it, but you guys, I had to spray it on my skin to appreciate it. This is a fragrance that you don't have to layer with other fragrances or body creams, like scented body creams and scented lotions. In fact, I would probably advise against it, only because, like I said, this is super layered. There's a lot going on in this fragrance, and to add more to that might be overkill. Overall, it's a love for me. I feel like when I did the first try on this, it was like half and half of who liked it and who doesn't. I know this is a very controversial fragrance because a lot of people is like, no. But for those who say no, try it on your skin next time you go to Sephora and see if you change your mind. You might not, but then again, you might, because like I said, I was shocked that I enjoyed it so much. Comment down below. Let me know if you've tried Fenty Parfum yet. What are your thoughts? This is the 10 ml size that retails for $39, and it goes all the way up to $140 for the 2.5 ounce. So I'll link it down in the description box along with every single thing that I'm wearing on my face today. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit subscribe on your way out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. 'Cause I've been where you are. You're too scared to show me love. 'Cause to